straight over to my first guest, a columnist for The Sun, The Sunday Times and The Spectator, Rod Liddle. Welcome, Rod.
Hiya, how you doing, mate? Good to see you.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Now, I saw your post on Facebook mentioning how impressed you were by the petition to get rid of the government. I mean, the thing about this petition, 2,600,000 people have signed it. It is a pretty powerful display of national dismay over a profoundly unpopular government, which is what Keir is. Well, I think it is, but I don't think it will have any effect whatsoever.
It's not a powerful display. The left-wing morons who decided to get up a petition to reverse Brexit back in 2019 when Theresa May was Prime Minister, and it looked very much as if the establishment was going to block Brexit. That got 6 million people. 6.6 million people. That got 6.67 million people. And what one learns from that is that left-wing morons are better at organising stuff than right-wing morons. And I really do think it's as simple as that. You know, it depressed me beyond measure when I saw that stupid petition, because that's not what we do, Kev.
I get that, but I mean,
that's not what we do.
For me, don't forget Michael Caine has now shared his election petition with 800 followers of his, so it's getting some celebrity support. What I mean, my feeling.
Michael Caine, the restaurateur or the actor?
Well, isn't he both?
Right.
I mean, my feeling about this petition is it's amazing, it's astonishing how many people think it's going to be a game changer. It's going to change the dial. I had people calling me up.
How many people are sick?
Yeah. Well, I had people calling me up last night saying, "Oh, well, he's going to have to call an election." I'm going, well, don't you understand? He won't. We can't get rid of him for 4.5 years. And if you're one of the people, not you, Rod, but the guy on the call, if you're one of the people who voted for him, it's your fault. You're stuck with it. You're stuck with it for the next 4.5 years. There's nothing we can do.
Well, that's democracy. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We have a vote once every 5 years. You know, I'm sorry you don't like it. You know, I'm going to suggest in The Spectator, I've just written a piece for The Spectator on this, I'm going to suggest that what we should do is, for all these people who can't bear the fact that the people voted in a way with which they disagreed back on July the 4th, maybe they should have some sort of mental health therapy provided by the state.
Yeah.
And, yoga, maybe move on to street drumming, something which will assuage their sense of loss. Get a grip. Get a grip. The Labour Party won that election. It won it fairly and squarely. Did it lie to the public? Of course it did. Every party that has won an election in this country has lied to the electorate. Every single one of them. And if you look through... I talked to some of the people, some of my Facebook mates, some of them did sign this crap. I talked to some of them. And their excuses... when you looked at their reasons for it, they were identical to those which were put up by those awful people who tried to stop Brexit and brought up a petition. They're lying to us. No, really? Number one, it wasn't a decisive vote because the majority didn't vote. That's democracy. It's how we work. All that kind of stuff. The very same reasons. I'm sorry, Kev. I'm usually even-tempered and a mild-mannered man,
Yeah, of course you are. Me too.
Yeah, and you too, Kim. This really annoyed me because it suddenly put my side in the same boat as those cretinous half-wits who go do lally when Trump wins an election or the Tories win an election. Or they don't quite get what they want, and they throw their toys out of the pram and scream and stamp around. I thought we were better than that.
Well, yeah, I kind of get that, but people are these are the people that voted Labour. Loads of people who signed this petition voted Labour. They did.
How do you know?
Well, I'm guaranteeing it. I'm guaranteeing.
Oh, come on, but this is the other thing. I actually voted to have Brexit rerun by signing on as I forget who it was, something obscene, referring to genitalia, I believe. I was drunk at the time, but I actually, sound. You can't verify this. This isn't democracy. But anyway, I'm sure.
I reckon, Rod, loads of people. It wouldn't all be people who voted Labour, but don't forget, a lot of the people who voted Labour this time were just fed up to the back teeth with the Tories, and they thought that Keir Starmer would bring some kind of wonderful change. And he certainly brought a change, but it's not wonderful. And they're stupid and they're furious and they haven't got what they wanted. So this is a kind of expression of impotent buyer's remorse, this petition.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they don't deserve a single soupçon of sympathy. Did you get that alliteration?
It's very good. It's very good. You should get a job in. You should get a job in journalism.
Yeah, I should try that, shouldn't I? Yeah. I mean, it depresses me so much, And yet I should have learned, because of course we did see that the rednecks storming the White House on January the 6th, 2021, and I thought that we didn't do that stuff. We're better than that. We don't do this shrieking idiocy that the Liberal left gets up to, and yet here we are doing it. And I just find it terribly depressing. And a whole bunch of friends have come on and said, "Oh, Rod, we're just having a laugh." But it's not a laugh, because it actually makes Keir Starmer laugh harder than you will. And that's the problem. So Keir Starmer looks at this and says, "Oh, 2 million. Right, we've got some way to go there, haven't we?"
That's exactly what he did. And were you impressed? Say what you like about Keir Starmer, but he doesn't mind holding himself up to serious journalistic interrogation. Did you see him on This Morning yesterday with Andy Peters and Kat Deely? And Andy Peters turned around to him. It's true. Andy Peters said to him, if you're the Prime Minister, aren't you supposed to come up with some policies that are popular with people? So they're really not popular. In fact, this is what he said like this. In fact, Sir Keir, you're even less popular than Nigel Farage. That was a window into the left-wing nature of ITV and its magazine programme this morning. He doesn't quite realise that probably Nigel Farage is a lot more popular than Keir Starmer ever will be.
Well, and Andy Peters, of course, is a moron.
Yes, there is that.
But there's also the case that ITV has become far worse than the BBC in the last 5 years.
It really has.
If you're looking at bias, and of course the BBC is still biased, but nowhere along the same lines as ITV or Sky, both of whom kind of get away with it because all the mainstream press, which hates the BBC for commercial reasons as well, and just sticks it to the BBC, and ITV gets away with it. My crusade for the next year, it's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions, is to shaft the ITV at every possible juncture.
Can I join you in this endeavour?
That would be great.
A two-pronged attack. Listen, Rod, this is what I think about a Prime Minister in trouble. You can tell when a British Prime Minister is in trouble. A, they keep going abroad all the time. Keir Starmer's made 15 trips to foreign countries since July the 4th. And B, they go on to This Morning in order to polish their tarnished image. So there you go. You got a jackpot. That's Keir Starmer showing that he's in big trouble.
I think, I think the other thing to be angry about with this petition is that it makes Keir Starmer slightly more secure.
Yeah.
Because I think there are problems stacking up for Starmer. Serious problems. A serious problem with his standing within the party, a massive problem with his standing within the country. And those are real problems. And he's able to kind of deflect them by saying, well, OK, so 2 million people who didn't vote for me in July have decided they wouldn't vote for me now either, and can pass off this trouble.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. I mean, and it has to be said, that with reference to the to the people who signed that petition, yes, it's an awful government. Of course it is. It's got David Lammy as Foreign Secretary.
It's got David Lammy in it.
It's got David Lammy in it. It's got that half-wit Yvette Cooper, who is seriously, I mean, credit to the woman. Credit to her. You know, she was lagging far behind, but for political moron of the year, she is really tearing up on the outside against David.
I think Bridget Phillipson's an outsider. I mean, the enemy of free speech, who repealed.
Well, Bridget, I think that's wholly wrong of you, Kev. It's her official birthday coming up next month, and we're already planning, to get. So I would have thought something like the O2 Centre.
Oh, that's right. She'll get someone else to pay for it. And by the way,
she'll get someone else to pay for it, and we should all celebrate Bridget Phillipson.
Yeah, but
no, she is genuinely dense. I mean, dense and full of self-righteousness.
The dense person's dense person, and we're forgetting, yes, of course, right, in this role of honour. At least, I mean, there are lots of things to worry about this government, but at least Ed Miliband is there carrying the flag for green issues.
You've got a real thing about Ed Miliband.
Yes, I have. The most dangerous man in Britain.
He is dangerous. I tell you who I really, really despise. If we go through the list of people you really despise, which is a good thing to do on a Tuesday night. Yeah, Lord Falconer. I cannot. I hated him in 1998, and that loathing has stayed with me, like a kind of monkey on my shoulder, and I still hate him now. And he's come out from under the dung heap where he's rested since Labour was last in power, and he started lecturing people on whether they can or cannot abide on the assisted dying bill. I'm sorry, Lord Falconer, if I were able to assist in your own passing, I would happily do so, my friend. But whatever.
They always wheel Charlie Falconer. He's now seen as a sort of elder statesman of Labour.
He's awful.
Because he shared a flat with Tony Blair.
Smug, Blairite, anti-working class voice of privilege, elitism and liberal stupidity.
Classic Labour, then. Classic Labour.